everyone. First, I'd like to start off by thanking Mike Moyer for having me be the third speaker today behind a guy who gives speeches for a living and the most inspiring young 21-year-old wrestler I've ever heard. So I really appreciate, Mike, you putting me as the guy who stands between everybody else and getting out of here. Mike called me a few weeks ago and he asked me if I would speak to you all today and talk a little bit about fundraising and about giving back to the sport of wrestling. I'd like to tell you a little story. This story goes back about 20 years ago. I had just been promoted to become the president of Charles Schwab, which is a publicly traded company, and a guy from the University of Pennsylvania Athletic Department, who I had known for a long time, Paul Rubenkamp, called me and said he'd like to have breakfast with me. I said, sure, that'd be great, Paul. You're going to be in California? I'd be delighted. So Paul and I sat down, we had breakfast, and he said to me, Dave, the administration at the University of Pennsylvania is planning to eliminate Penn's wrestling program. And we really need you to step up and make a difference. And I was floored by this. Penn's wrestling program dates back 100 years. 100 years. At that time, 100 years. So I said, Paul, you know, I'm really glad you came out here. I'd be delighted to help. And I can tell you right now that I will commit to giving you $5,000 to help save Penn's wrestling program. And he looked me right in the eye and he said, Dave, I don't think you understand what I want. I said, what do you want, Paul? He said, I want you to give $200,000. I just about swallowed my fork. I said, Paul, I couldn't possibly afford to make a gift of that size. He said, Dave, you're the #2 guy at a publicly traded company. Charles Schwab, you, some other people, your salaries, your compensation are in the annual report. We all know how much money you make. You can't say you can't afford this. And you know, it's interesting because I had recently gotten promoted and my compensation grew very rapidly, and I wasn't used to the idea that I can make a gift of that size. I'd never made a gift of that size. Nobody in my family had made a gift of that size. And he said, Dave, you need to do this. You can do it, and you need to do it, because without your gift, wrestling won't continue. I said, well, how about all the other guys? You know, he said, Dave, you have to understand something. Guys graduate, and they go on in their careers. And some guys get lucky to be in the right place at the right time. And career success is about hard work and all the things that we have learned as wrestlers, for example, the tenacity, the determination when you have a disappointing day to come back the next day and plug away, never give up, learn from your mistakes. All those qualities that we have as wrestlers are what make us successful as business people. But not everybody has that extra element of good fortune to work in the right company at the right time. To join a .com company in 1995, a social networking company in the year 2005, or like me, to join a discount brokerage company right at the start of the greatest bull market in American history. And so he said, Dave, when you're lucky and fortunate as you have been, with that great success comes great responsibility. Now I shared with you this story because in most of our programs, whether it's Cal State Bakersfield or Fresno or Davis, there are those couple of wrestling alumni who have combined hard work and a little bit of good fortune to achieve some really big success. And we have to go back to them and tell them that with that success comes great responsibility to make a difference, to not give $1,000 or $5,000, but to give a really big gift. But that doesn't, so we have to get those gifts, but those gifts don't absolve everyone else from doing what they can. I know a lot of you have these envelopes on your table, and you look at it, and you think about it, and you leave it there. But if everybody in this room gave $100, and some people gave $250, and some people maybe even gave $500, it would make a huge difference to our ability to preserve wrestling in California. We have 27,000 high school wrestlers in this state, and they are being forced to go thousands of miles, hundreds or thousands of miles away to wrestle because there aren't enough college wrestling programs in the state of California. And no one else is going to fix that. Mike is working on it, but he can't fix it alone without our help. So I hope you'll take one of these envelopes today, and I hope you will make a pledge and do the most you can to help preserve wrestling in California. It's a pleasure to be here with you. I'm looking forward to the matches this afternoon. Thank you very much.